You know, we're getting pretty far along in this show now. This is our second to last episode for our second season. I feel like we can be real with each other at this point. You may be asking yourself, how can a show with so few subscribers and even fewer views be this professional looking? How can this nobody kid from Round Rock get all these great guests? Isn't he in college? Aren't college students supposed to be poor? How in the name of GB can he afford such a lavish studio space all on his own? All very good questions. And the answer is quite simple. Judaism, son! Oh, sure. You've heard all the rumors. Jews control the banks. Jews run Hollywood. Jews manipulate the news media. Let's also not forget the clandestine cabal of super-rich Semitic supervillains plotting global domination through the use of remote-controlled orbital space lasers. This covert evil empire is overseen by Facebook's Mark Zuckerberg, Oracle's Larry Ellison, Google co-founder Larry Page, and at the top of the heap, the Hungarian-born uber-philanthropist Georga Schwartz, better known to those in the know as the evil and insidious George Soros. As a result, every Jewish person, young and old, collects a sizable monthly payment for keeping the Zionist occupation government a secret from the Goys. But after this report, I'm probably not gonna get my May payment. I don't know, there's always June. Now, as we return from that short trip to Crazy Town, it's important to note that there are actual, living, breathing people that believe every word of that nonsense to be true. And some of them hold national public office. So here's the thing. Conspiracy theories are detrimental, damaging, sometimes deadly, and more simply, just plain vanilla bad. Conspiracy theories are not a new thing. Since at least the early Middle Ages, hatred and fear of the Jewish people has been a recurring element in recorded history. In medieval Europe, it was commonly believed that Jews poisoned wells. Easter pogroms came from the Catholic Church, teaching the devout that Jews, not the Romans, were responsible for the death of Jesus. And then, there's my personal favorite, blood libel, in which Jews were accused of using the blood of non-Jewish, usually Christian, babies for secret ritualistic purposes. Alright, now stop me if you've heard this one. The United States government is being overrun by a malevolent mob of high-powered, perversely wealthy figures with the intent to root out and abolish Christianity and overturn all forms of civil government. It sounds really familiar, right? But did you know that this particular wackadoodle notion was originally floated around in the late 1790s by Jedediah Morse? Morse was the congressional minister in Charleston, Massachusetts, a well-known author of geography textbooks, and the father of telegraph inventor Samuel Morse. The elder Morse garnered national attention 170 years before Fox News and the Republican Party by suggesting that the Bavarian Illuminati was trying to cancel Christianity. Conspiracy theories are as American as the JFK assassination, the faked moon landing, Area 51, and chemtrails. We've heard them all our lives, and probably even have a few favorites. Certain cherished conspiracy theories are even generational. I mean, Elvis sightings, anyone? A sensible person may find them amusing and entertaining, but puts no stock in the validity of things that are clearly irrational and easily disprovable upon even minor reflection. And yet, some people believed some of these absurdities enough to incite insurrection against the U.S. government on January 6th, 2021. It's easy to dismiss these people as crazy, unhinged, or merely gullible. But there's a certain pathology that predicts an individual's predisposition to fall prey to even the most outlandish premises. In a study conducted by Université Paris-Nanterre for the Journal of Social Psychology, Associate Professor Anthony Lanchin and his team found that, quote, people who believe in conspiracy theories can feel special in a positive sense, because they may feel that they are more informed than others about important social and political events. Further, they noted that, quote, individual narcissism, or a grandiose idea of the self, is positively related to belief in conspiracy theories. In another study published in the Journal of Personality and Individual Differences, Dr. Richard Moulding of the School of Psychology at Deakin University in Australia noted that, quote, individuals who endorse conspiracy theories are likely to be higher in powerlessness, social isolation, and anomia, which is broadly defined as a subjective disengagement from social norms. The study concluded that, quote, people who feel powerless may also endorse conspiracy theories, as they also help the individual avoid blame for their predicament. In this sense, conspiracy theories give a sense of meaning, security, and control over an unpredictable and dangerous world. Conspiracy theorists are people that only find a sense of control in a world where they have none by convincing themselves that they are privy to information only available to a select few. If you only knew what they know, you could feel superior to all the sheeple that take big, scary institutions like science, government, and education at their word. Just the more outlandish the theory, the easier it is for them to believe it. Take, for example, a current running theory that the so-called COVID-19 virus was developed by the likes of Bill Gates and George Soros to create a global panic about a non-existent pandemic that would then lead people to willingly submit themselves to vaccinations that are designed to infect righteous patriots with brain-altering nanobots, thereby controlling the population with the intent to create a socialist dystopian society where alpha males are emasculated cucks and snowflakes and virtuous women are turned away from wanting motherhood and marriage by morphing them into hairy armpitted ball-busting atheist lesbians. Now, we don't have time to break that whole thing down, but let's get to the guts of why such an outlandish theory would come to exist and why it's completely ridiculous. This is entirely about fear. This is about a world that is moving on and away from people content to live small-minded lives. This is about fear of the other. This is about fear of technology. This is about fear of losing the vaulted position and all the systemic benefits afforded to primarily Western, white, Christian, heterosexual men. This speaks to a level of powerlessness one can only feel after spending a lifetime benefiting from being born on home base and believing that your home run record is slipping away just because people that don't look like you are finally getting a turn at bat. Even the most insane conspiracy theories afford their true believers a sense of order in a world gone mad. Sure, the world is going to hell in a handbasket, but we knew all along that someday the lizard people would rip off their human masks and reveal their plot for world domination. This isn't paranoia. The galactic overlords really did give Jews space lasers that turned our sons into homosexuals and our daughters into scientists. Because if they took the time to examine the real reason for their misery or pain, they might only be able to blame themselves. Also, Bridget, can you check my Venmo to see if I got my May due payment?
You did.
Nuts. We'll be right back.